All right, guys, welcome. Let's see, are we recording? We are recording. Welcome to our Elevation Coaches team call. Today, we're going to be talking about something that is very near and dear to me, and that is fear. And we're actually specifically talking about how to use your fear to actually create success. It seems like the two don't really mesh together, but there is a direct connection, which we're going to be talking about today. And oftentimes, we give fear too much credit. That's how I want to preface this whole thing is we give fear too much credit. Fear is not something that's actually real. We don't live in a day and age where you have to fear for your life. You don't have wild animals running after you, threatening your life or anything like that, or at least hopefully you don't. Um, but fear is something that we give too much credit to. We let it control us. We let it make decisions for us, and it just shouldn't be that way because we're not living up to our full potential when we allow fear to do that. So, just a little bit about my story and how fear plays into my the beginnings of my coaching career. When I got started, I didn't really know what network marketing was. When I signed up, I knew this was a home business, something like Amway or something like that. That's the only thing I knew about home businesses was Amway, Pampered Chef, and Avon or something like that, and Tupperware. That's what I understood network marketing as. Um, but when it came to coaching, I became a coach. I got great results with P90X, Shakeology, Asylum, all Beachbody products in general. I got great results with. I wanted to share that with people. But I saw all these other successful coaches who were using Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and blogging, and I had no clue how to do any of it. In fact, I'd never used Facebook. When I signed up as a coach, I didn't even have a Facebook account. I had never used Twitter. I had no clue. I typed my first Twitter message, and after I got done typing, it was like 230 characters, and I looked up, and I'm like 90 characters over what I'm allowed. I'm like, oh, you're only allowed 140 characters? This is stupid. I'd never used Twitter in my life. I had never created a blog post, never even considered it, never even considered creating an entire website. And there's no way I ever would have thought in my entire life that I would be making YouTube videos and that I would have millions of views on my YouTube videos. There's no way I ever would have thought that. I had never done any SEO. You see that on the screen, SEO. That actually means search engine optimization. That's where you use tools and techniques to get your content, whether that's videos or blog posts, to rank higher in the search engines. So let's say someone's searching for T25 workout schedule, and oh, look, there's Ripped Club at the top of the list. That's on purpose. I got it there through a lot of learning and a lot of investing in certain tools and other products. But I never thought I would be doing that stuff. I had no clue how to do it. I'd never owned my own business. I had never even, I thought entrepreneurship was something for incredibly intellectually advanced people who have these grand ideas and know business really well and go out there and just make millions of dollars. I'd never done any of that. So you could imagine the overwhelming fear that was involved when all of a sudden I get tossed into this coaching thing. We have no team training. We have no solid direction. It's just like, hey, you're a coach. Go be successful. You can imagine how much overwhelming fear came over me when I had no clue. No clue. But what I did know, is this picture right below those list of things that I didn't know how to do. That's my family. I knew I wanted to make a change for them. I knew that coaching and sharing my passion with other people could allow changes in my family. And take a look at that quote I put on the screen there. He says, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek." I absolutely love that quote. This is the key. This is the key to turning your fears into success. Because in most cases, what you fear, whether that's a fear of doing or a fear of saying or a fear of taking some sort of action or a fear of seeking out some sort of help from someone else or seeking some training on something so that you can get better at something you've never done. Whatever your fear is, okay, that's the key to your success. Whatever you fear, the cave you fear to enter, okay, that's what holds the treasure that you're seeking. I love that quote. And I want you to keep that in mind as we go through this. But now we're going to get into some really, really cool stuff. This call is going to be short tonight, but there's a lot of content here. And you might lean toward the idea that, man, this stuff seems kind of like philosophical. I'm not really getting some solid information that I can run with here. Okay, back up. If you're thinking that way, I'm going to repeat myself on something I said in the last call. 95% of your success comes from why you do it. The other 5% is from how. That's why our team calls focus so much on the why and how you're thinking, because that's where success starts. That's where 95% of your success comes from. The other 5% is Facebook training, Instagram training, how to, making videos, blogs, whatever, reaching out to people when you're wearing a P90X shirt and they ask about it. That's 5% of the success. 95% of it, bam, right here. So that's why we talk about this so much. And we're actually going to talk about how your mind works. And this stuff excites me. So how does your mind work? You got two areas in your mind. You have your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Both are directly linked to your body and your actions. Okay? Your conscious mind, you can see the list here. This is your thinking mind. This is where you process information. This is where school happens. This is where 1 + 1 = 3. Oh, wait, that doesn't make sense. 1 + 1 = 4. No, 1 + 1. Oh, 1 + 1 = 2. You're taught. You learn things. This is where your thinking mind happens. This is where school happens. This is where education happens. It's your educated mind. Like I just said, this is where education happens. This is where you learn processes. This is where you learn, let's say you want to specialize in something. Let's say you want to be a CPA. Your conscious mind is where you're going to learn the techniques, the tools and techniques that it takes to become a CPA. This is also where your intellect resides. This is where your ability to think critically and to think even philosophically comes from. And one of the things that your conscious mind, I'm trying to think how to explain this. Your conscious mind has the ability to choose, and it has the ability to accept and reject information based on experience or previous experiences. So let's say someone tells you that the earth is flat. Okay, your conscious mind says, wait a second, I've seen a lot of video, I've read a lot of books, and there's a few explorers who have gone around the world and ended up right back where they were. So I'm going to have to say no. I'm going to reject that idea, and I'm going to believe that the earth is actually round. I'm going to go against the grain here. The earth is not flat. It's round. Okay? Your conscious mind has the ability to make those kind of decisions. It can decipher between truth and a lie. It can choose to accept or reject an idea. It's actually where ideas originate as well. But your subconscious mind is something very, very different. Your subconscious mind is your emotional mind. This is the part that controls how you think. You can think critically, you can choose to accept or reject ideas, but your subconscious mind chooses how you think. It's emotional. It's more along the lines of positive and negative thoughts. And what's really, really neat about your subconscious mind, when you access your subconscious mind by focusing on certain thoughts, okay, your subconscious mind actually has to accept those things. If you're constantly filling your mind with negative thoughts and constantly filling your mind with I can't, there's no way I could ever, your subconscious mind actually believes that. Your subconscious mind doesn't have that capability to accept and reject. Your subconscious mind is a sponge. It will believe whatever you tells it. Whatever you tells it. It'll believe whatever you tell it. It actually cannot determine the difference between the real and the imagined. So if you tell your mind, I'm a top 10 Beachbody coach, people are attracted to what I have to offer because I offer incredible value. You know, let's say you're only making $50,000 a year at your job right now. Let's say you want to make more than that, okay? If you believe in your mind, if you think on whatever income level you want to achieve, okay, your subconscious mind is going to believe that you actually have achieved that. It's a really, really interesting portion of your mind, and it's incredibly powerful because you can actually think yourself into results. You can think you can keep telling yourself that you're a very outgoing person, that you're not introverted, that you love talking to people, you love being outside of your comfort zone because that's where you find fulfillment. That's where you're able to help the most people, and you find joy in getting outside your comfort zone. You keep telling yourself that. Your subconscious mind, even though your conscious mind is like, no, you're an extrovert. Okay, that's actually your subconscious mind responding because you've been conditioned to think that. So if you condition your mind to think otherwise, your subconscious mind will begin to actually believe it. And in turn, your subconscious mind will actually start affecting your actions. It'll start affecting your body. So what I want you to do with that in mind, knowing how the mind sort of works, consider the source of your fear. I said this a minute ago. Are you actually in any sort of physical danger? Okay. Think about your fears and what they are. Let's say, you know, I posted in our Elevation Coaches Facebook group that you should think about where you want to be in 1 year as a coach. What do you want to achieve 1 year from now as a Team Beachbody coach? And think about the fears that rise up when you consider where you want to be in a year. Because automatically your mind's going to think about all the barriers that are in your way to get there. So think about those fears for a second and consider the source of those fears. Are you in any actual danger? Is that fear legitimate? Because fear is a survival mechanism. Fear it's to keep you alive. Okay, you don't have any animals chasing after you trying to kill you. I hope you don't. Maybe it's I hope you don't have a person that's out to get you. But in considering the source of your fears, are there others that you care about that are in any danger physically? Okay, so no, maybe those fears aren't legitimate. Okay, fear is simply a poor management of your mental faculty, because the fear doesn't actually exist. There's no reason to harbor that fear because you're in no physical danger. Fear is a survival mechanism. Okay, and once you understand the source of your fear, you can actually turn it into confidence and success. And on this next slide, this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how to do that. There's 3 types of fear, and all of them are associated with some sort of pain. The first thing is called loss pain. There's process pain, and then there's outcome pain. Now, loss pain, I have a list here of things that you can think of when you consider what loss pain is. It's the idea that if I change my life or do this new thing, I might actually lose something that I like. I might actually lose something that I enjoy. I might lose my job. I might lose a passion or a hobby. I might lose some sort of benefit that I'm currently taking advantage of. Or I might lose some sort of security. It might be security in a relationship, security financially, or the loss pain might be, someone's opinion about me might change. I might lose someone's high opinion of myself, and that's valuable to you. And that's what loss pain is. So how do you battle that loss pain? Okay, and that last one there, what people think about you, you might lose that stature that you think you hold with someone. That's a big one that plays into fear with coaches, because they're always afraid of what people think. okay, what is this? Man, this person is going to think I'm some kind of scam artist when I ask him to join a challenge group. Or if I ask him to take a look at Beachbody coaching because I think they'd be really good at it, they're probably going to think I'm trying to pull the wool over their eyes and show them some sort of pyramid scheme. We're so fearful of what people think. We're fearful of losing that relationship. It's called loss pain. So instead of focusing on what you have to lose, what you can actually do is focus on what you have to gain. This is how you take your fear and turn it into success. You actually understand the source of your fear, and then it's not actually a legitimate fear. Your life is not in danger. So you can take that loss pain and you can actually flip it around and say, wait a second, that's not logical. I'm not in any danger if I ask this person to take a look at a 7-minute video about coaching because I think they'd be good at it. There's no danger there. I'm in no danger. I shouldn't need to fear that. So focus on what you have to gain instead. Instead of thinking, what you're going to lose, think, I might lose job security if I do this, if I pursue coaching full time, but I'm actually going to gain freedom. Or I might lose my 401k, but I have the opportunity to make $1 million over here. There is no cap on my income with Beachbody coaching. Or, instead of focusing on whether or not that person's going to say yes or no, focus on the fact that you actually have the chance to help them achieve amazing results and change their entire life. Think on what you have to gain rather than the pain of loss. So that's the first type. The second kind is called process pain. So here's some examples. The process of change is hard. Think about, whenever you change something, there's always this fear of the process of change. So another example is, I don't know how to do those things. Like for me, when I started as a coach, I didn't know how to do YouTube, blogging, Facebook, none of those things. That's a scary process to have to learn something new. Another example, I'm going to have to go to work like crazy to make this work. Okay. Yeah, coaching, if you want to achieve a full-time income as a coach, it's going to take an incredible amount of work. I was up till 2:00 in the morning last night studying Instagram trading. Okay, because that's somewhere where I want to have more success. So I put in a lot of time and a lot of effort to learn about that. And then think of the person trying to start a new diet. This is the best example of process pain and why people let this kind of fear, this fear of process pain, allow themselves to not go after their goal. So think of the person who's trying to start a new diet. Okay, with that process of getting healthy, you got to start buying new food. You got to start planning your meals. You have to create new habits. You just might have to start exercising. You have to create a new schedule for yourself to accommodate this new lifestyle. That's a lot of work. Or think about the person who's trying to stop smoking. The person who's trying to stop smoking is not thinking about how terrible it's going to be not to be without cigarettes. They're thinking about the pain of the process. Oh my gosh, the cravings are going to be unbearable. I'm not going to get the comfort of actually, that calming effect when I inhale that nicotine, whatever. It's the process that people fear. Okay. But instead of seeing that process of change or the process of something new and see that process as a game, look at it as something that's fun. You're going to notice that with fear and creating success from your fear, it's a matter of thinking. It's a matter of switching the way you think. Instead of fearing the process, put a positive spin on it and think about it as a game, something fun. So here's what I do. Challenges are fun. I love challenges. If I say I want to get better at Instagram, I want to make this a challenge for myself. In 1 month, I'm going to have 1,000 followers. I'm going to make this fun for myself. That's a daunting task. Or I'm going to create a new YouTube video every single week, and I'm going to get 100 subscribers in the next 3 months. Make it fun. Make it a contest with yourself. Make it a contest with others. Whatever you need to do to make the process pain and fear less, or turn it around so it's not existent, use it to your advantage, use it for your success, Make it a game, make it fun. Okay, obstacles are made to be overcome. Prove the naysayers wrong. This is one of the things, this is one of the ways that I love dealing with process pain and the fear of doing something new is I want to prove all the naysayers wrong. One of the big reasons for my success as a coach is because my wife told me that I would never make this work. She said that that's a scam. You're never going to be able to make it work, and it's a waste of your time. And I said, fine. 1.5 years later, I went to her. I said, hey, Molly, how do you feel about quitting your job? Because I was earning more than she was making. And she said, wait, what? That's when it became real to her. Okay? I love proving people wrong. So whatever the pain, whatever your fear is about the process of change, okay, make it fun. Set out to prove all the people that are telling you that you can't do it. Set out to prove them wrong and make it fun. And then focus on the fact that this will make me a better blank. Whatever that painful process is, whatever you're fearing about the process of change, okay, think about the positive side of it and think about how this is going to make you a better blank. This is going to make me a better coach. This is going to make me a better father. This is going to make me a better, employee. Whatever the case is, focus on the positive. And the very last thing is outcome pain. All this work, okay? I'm going to put in all this work and then nothing changes. What if nothing changes? Okay, this is a fear that a lot of people have as coaches is, what if I do all this stuff and nobody joins my challenge group? What if I send out all these invites and not a single person orders Shakeology? Okay, what if I don't earn any more money? What if things are not better on the other side of the fence? What if I commit all this time and effort into coaching and things don't get better? That's called outcome pain. That is the third fear that you're going to encounter. Okay, and what you need to do to battle that is you need to start thinking and dreaming about and visualizing and giving your attention to the things that are positive as a result of the changes you're making. Okay, so you're going through this process of change. You're doing things differently, doing things you've never done before. Okay, focus on the results that the positive results that you're going to experience as a result of that. Don't think the negative thoughts that are saying, what if I do all this work and nothing happens? What if I do all this work and things don't get better? What if everybody says no? No, think about the opportunity. Okay, think about the things that are going to bring joy into your life. Think about the joy that you can bring into other people's lives as a coach. You guys became coaches because you enjoy helping people. You enjoy Beachbody products and you want to see other people succeed. Okay, so start thinking about the joy that you can bring in other people's lives. Dream about it, visualize it, and give your attention to those things rather than the things that don't even exist yet and are negative. Like, oh, what if everybody says no? Or, oh, what if I do all this work and nothing happens? Okay, so those are the three types of pains, the three types of fears. There's the outcome pain, process pain, and loss pain. And you can deal with each of those, by switching the way you think. And so what you can start to do in order to do battle with these fears is you can actually reprogram your mind. And for most people, it's actually, it's not a matter of their mind needing reprogrammed. People mostly just react to their circumstances. They're not actually ever conscious of how they're thinking. They just sort of react. They get up in the morning, they get on Facebook, so, oh crap, more people got shot today, or they're not in control of their thoughts. They're just reacting to things. Okay? Now, in order to manage your mind and actually take control of your thoughts, in order to turn your fears into success, there's a really cool process that you can follow. It's called RWID, and it's called Relative Weight of Importance and Duration. So if you think about this, if you have reoccurring negative thoughts that are caused by fear, you're giving those thoughts too much attention for far too long. So think about the weight and importance of that fear. Remember how we said fear is a survival mechanism, and not a lot of us are actually in any physical danger. So fear is actually something that we create in our mind. It's not real. We don't really have to fear anything when it comes to coaching, especially, and talking to people. But we give those negative thoughts too much attention, and we give them too much attention for far too long. And when you start to do that, you actually condition the mind to do that. You actually condition the mind to focus on those negative thoughts and focus on those fears, okay? But you can also use those same exact methods to instill positive thoughts. So you can actually take those negative thoughts and say, wait a second. Take control of it and say, wait a second. I have no reason to fear reaching out to that person and asking them to take a look at this video about coaching. I don't have to fear that. What's the worst that can happen? They're going to say no or no thanks. And okay, no problem. But when you give the positive, when you flip the script on those negative thoughts and give the same weight of importance and duration of thought on the positive, oh man, you're going to see night and day difference in the way you think and the results you're getting. When you take control of what you're giving your attention to in your thoughts, you're going to actually be aware of your thoughts. Okay, and when you're aware of your thoughts, you're going to be able to capture those moments where you're like, wait a second, I'm starting to think negative again. Those fears are starting to creep in, and I know that's not real. So you take control of your thoughts and you give your weight and attention to the positive things, the things that bring abundance into your life, the things that bring positive things into your life, the opportunities, the huge opportunities that you have as a coach. You can start focusing on those things when you're able to control what your mind is giving attention to. And you can do this throughout the day. Let's say you're standing in line at Starbucks or you're in traffic. You can just say to yourself, what are my thoughts focused on right now? Think about that. After this call is over, just sit down for a moment. Where have my thoughts been all day long? Okay, and when you start to reflect on that, now that you're aware of how you're thinking, you can actually redirect your thoughts. And that's powerful, guys. That is powerful. And once you're able to direct your thoughts away from fear and redirect them towards success, once you're able to direct your thoughts, you can actually take captive each fear that enters your mind, and you can understand where that fear comes from. Then you're going to have personal power. You're going to have so much power over your mind that you can actually take those fears and create success with them. You can create results with them. You can create opportunities with your thoughts. And that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. It's a short call tonight. I have to hop on the John Maxwell leadership training call. I hope this was valuable. If you guys hopped on in the middle of the call, they start at 8:30 sharp Eastern every single Thursday night. But this is recorded. I'll post the recording on our team training site, www.elevationcoaches.com, as well as in our Facebook group. So I hope you guys got some gold nuggets from this, and I hope it encourages you to take your fears captive and use them to your benefit and turn it around for your success, guys. Have an awesome night. I love you guys. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you guys soon. We'll see ya.